You know, one good thing about the Blight is how it brings people together. Is it? I'm trying to find a bright side to all this. I suppose it wasn't very convincing. You're not the first woman to tell me that. You're not the first to tell me that. Oh, nothing. Just trying to find a bright side to all this. Wait, we haven't met, have we? I don't suppose you happen to be another mage? Hardly. I just like to know my chances of being turned into a toad at any given moment. And here I thought I'd been yelled at by every mage in camp. Really? You don't look like a mage? That is... I mean... How interesting. Less being yelled at for me, then. Though the day is still young. Wait, I do know who you are. You're Duncan's new recruit. No problem. It's just my background makes mages nervous, and nervous mages make me nervous. I don't want to be a toad. I like the way I am. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Alistair, the new Grey Warden. Though I guess you knew that. Good. You didn't exactly catch me at my finest with the mage there. Did Duncan mention me? Nothing bad, I hope. As the junior member of the Order, I'll be accompanying you when you prepare for the joining. Honestly, nothing. Try not to worry about it. It will just distract you. So I'm curious. Have you ever actually encountered Darkspawn before? When I fought my first one, I wasn't prepared for how monstrous it was. I can't say I'm looking forward to encountering another. Anyhow, whenever you're ready, let's get back to Duncan. I imagine he's eager to get things started. With the mage, the circle is here at the king's request, and the chantry doesn't like that one bit. They just love letting mages know how unwelcome they are, which puts me in a bit of an awkward position. I was once a Templar. Not that that's all Templars do, but yes, the chantry raised me until Duncan recruited me 6 months ago. I never would have agreed to deliver it, but Duncan says we're all to cooperate and get along. Apparently they didn't get the same speech. Don't worry, I'll try not to embarrass you. I've only fought them once up close, and that was before the battles here started, which Duncan has kept me out of so far. Tell me, did you find them as monstrous as I did? You'll be at an advantage then. Most new recruits have never even seen Darkspawn. I'd read so much, but it just can't prepare you. I don't look forward to seeing them again. You know, it just occurred to me that there have never been many women in the Grey Wardens. I wonder why that is. Yes, sir! Would that be so terrible? Not that I'm some drooling lecher or anything. Please stop looking at me like that. I'm getting that impression. True, but if you're here, what does that make you? Right! Moving along then. All right. Fair enough. Ouch. There haven't been any dwarven Grey Wardens in some time. You must know a lot about Darkspawn. Someone like you? The recruit Duncan's been bragging endlessly about? Yes, completely untrustworthy. Oh, I guess you've got a more colourful background than Duncan let on. But don't worry, you'll see plenty of Darkspawn now. And probably sooner than you'd like. That's a sound policy to be sure, but the Grey Wardens have always believed it's important to know your enemy. To know them is to know how to destroy them. I never saw one before this began. I know. I felt the same way when I did this. Unfortunately, they don't give us much choice. Right, that was the name. Duncan sent word. He spoke quite highly of you. Wait, I do know who you are. You're Duncan's new recruit. From Highever. Wait, I do know who you are. You're Duncan's new recruit from the Circle of Magi. Wait, I do know who you are. You're Duncan's new recruit. The elf from Denerim. Wait, I do know who you are. You're Duncan's new recruit. The Dalish. Wait, I do know who you are. You're Duncan's new recruit. From Orzammar. You never know. These mages sneak up on you. Yes? Then let's get a move on, shall we? What about? The one tomorrow. I'll tell you. It's Tairn Loghain we should be looking to win it, not the king. You know, that's a good question. The other Grey Wardens are riding into battle with the king. I don't know if you'll be with them. If we don't break the horde here, Duncan says it will spread until it engulfs all of Ferelden. Then it will take an alliance of nations to fight it, which would be bad. Neither the king nor the Tairn really seems to believe this is a real blight, however. I'm sure Tairn Loghain has the battle planned to the last detail. Still, no blight has ever been defeated with so little cost. We're at the edge of the Korcari wilds, the eye of the blight storm, right where the horde will be coming. Ostagar itself is an excellent defensive position. The wilders were pushed back from here time and again in ancient days. Kaelin just wants his place in history. The Terran is planning the strategy. That's my opinion, anyway. I guess I should be thankful the king favors us Grey Wardens. But I know who's keeping the lid on the pot. I wish I could tell you more. Maybe ask me again after Duncan speaks to you about it. There's not a lot I can tell you. We go and collect Darkspawn blood, and then you'll hear everything. Just relax. You're here now, right? No, I'm not, so just back off, all right? The joining is kept a secret for a reason. I really can't. I'm sorry. Look, I can't tell you much, all right? The joining is very unpleasant. I wish I could forget it, but I can't. I don't envy what you're going to have to go through. That's the spirit. I was scared out of my wits. But you get through it. You have to. The joining is the price we pay, all of us, for being able to defeat the Darkspawn. You can't refuse. I guess you could try. Duncan doesn't usually recruit cowards. You learn why it's a secret. I don't know anything about the harrowing. We don't do any spells, if that's what you're asking. If becoming a Grey Warden were easy, we wouldn't recruit the best. Duncan is the leader of the Grey Wardens in Ferelden, which he would say doesn't mean much, as there aren't many of us here. Yet, beyond that, he's a good man, a good judge of character. I owe him a lot. What about you? What do you think of him? That sounds familiar. Fair enough. Of course. Thousands, tens of thousands. They've had centuries to build up their numbers. The Grey Wardens keep watch. We feel the Darkspawn when they come. You'll understand after the joining, if you... well, you'll understand. Not to mention people start to notice when Darkspawn pour out of the wilds and taint everything around them. Just a guess. We chop off the snake's head. It's the only way. According to texts, the most famous Grey Warden leader, Garahel, killed the Archdemon Underal in personal combat at the Battle of Aesley to end the last Blight. Without the Archdemon to command them, the Darkspawn flee back underground. You want the Chantry's version or the truth? The truth is we don't really know. They come up from the ground, and that's as far as we've gotten. According to the Chant of Light, the Maker imprisoned the old gods underground long ago, as punishment for tricking mankind into worshipping them. The Magisters used their gift to enter the Golden City, tainting it and themselves. They were cast out by the Maker, and became the first Darkspawn. They fled underground, bringing their taint to their gods. The tainted old gods were the archdemons who rose from their prisons and led the Darkspawn against the world. Yes, and it nearly wiped us out. When defeated, the Darkspawn flee back underground and seek out another old god to taint, thus bringing another Blight. The Grey Wardens killed so many Darkspawn by the end of the last Blight, people decided they were gone for good. The old gods were dragons, so the stories say. Big ones. Intelligent, even. They've controlled the deep roads ever since they defeated the Dwarven kingdoms. Even if we invaded, we can only chase them so far. You're a dwarf. You tell me. Your people have been trying that for just about ever, haven't they? We haven't seen it yet. People are beginning to think this is just an unusually large Darkspawn raid without an Archdemon to unify them. But seriously, the Archdemon could be in the wilds or underground. It could be hiding. Just because it hasn't shown itself doesn't mean it isn't out there. They seldom are. So I imagine... what would you like to know? You want to ask me about something else? King Marek, Kaelin's father, reaffirmed the power the Grey Wardens were given during the Blights. In practice, we can't conscript too often without hurting our cause. We were exiled from Ferelden once. Best not to let that happen again. The others are camped with the King's soldiers in the valley. The King's given us a position of honor at the vanguard, despite our small numbers. I think Kaelin is actually excited to ride into battle with us. Maybe he thinks that's what his father would have done. Well, let's see. Surely you've heard of Weishaupt Fortress? The great eyrie carved into the White Cliffs far off in the Anderfels? That's where the Grey Wardens once kept their griffins. The griffins died out, however, and our numbers have dwindled since the last Blight. There's only a handful left in Ferelden. A few more in other nations. The Grey Wardens are warriors without equal. Darkspawn threatened to destroy the world 4 times over. Each time, the Grey Wardens led mankind to victory. Nobody knows more about Darkspawn, and nobody's better equipped to deal with them. You'll see. Trust me. I don't know if I'd go that far. Duncan says the Grey Wardens do whatever is necessary to protect mankind from Darkspawn. That means some pretty extreme things. Whatever it takes to bring victory. You first. Did you want to become a Grey Warden? I was conscripted. Not that I didn't want to join. I was training as a Templar for the Chantry before Duncan recruited me. That was about 6 months ago. But joining the Chantry wasn't my idea. My fate was decided for me long before that. Duncan saw I wasn't happy, and figured my training against mages could double for fighting Darkspawn. And now, here I stand, a proud Grey Warden. The Grand Cleric wouldn't have let me go if Duncan never forced the issue. I'll always be grateful to him. I spent years in that Chantry, hopelessly resigned to my fate. Duncan was the first person who cared what I wanted. He risked a lot of trouble with the Grand Cleric to help me. Or maybe he just happens to be a good man. It just wasn't for me. I believe in the Maker well enough, but I never wanted to devote my life to the Chantry. I know you're a mage, but it wasn't my idea. I was raised in the Chantry. They decided my fate a long time ago. Conscripted, huh? Duncan rarely needs to do that, I hear. You asked in general. I'm asking in particular. As I said, I was trained as a Templar before Duncan recruited me about 6 months ago. The Chantry raised me, and becoming a Templar was a decision made for me a long time ago. Don't worry. I'll try not to embarrass you. If the king wants to see you and Duncan, you probably shouldn't keep him waiting. He might get mad, start crying. You'll feel bad and... well, it won't be pretty. We need to get to the beacon. The king needs Loghain to charge. I haven't been here in a while. They've changed the dining room. I don't know that at all, no. You'll have to do better than that, I think.
That lever over there! It will release the hounds!
Back when Arleman told me I was being sent to the Chantry, I took my mother's amulet, the only thing I ever had of hers, and shattered it against the wall. I was so angry. So he must have found it and had it repaired. Why would he do that? Anyhow, let's go. And thanks again. It looks a lot like one I used to have a long time ago. I destroyed it. Stupid, really. I don't know how to express my gratitude. This means a great deal to me. At least I have his shield. Something to remember him by. That's better than nothing. Let's go. We have work to do. That amulet you found. It was the only thing I had of my mother's. I was so furious at being sent away. I tore it off and shattered it on the wall. You know, according to all the sisters at the monastery, I should have been struck by lightning by now. Yep, lightning first, then the end of civilization as we know it. I'm a bad, bad man. Sure. But if you get hit by the lightning afterwards, it hardly seems like an effective deterrent. Meaning it was so great that the Maker himself has decided to spare me the usual punishment, right? Right? Oh. You do realize the rest of our little party here is going to talk, right? They do that. Oh, sure, now you say that. By tomorrow it'll be icy glares and awkward silences right before battle. Just you watch. I won't have to. Morrigan will give me that look. I just know it. You should really kick her ass for me. I'd pay to watch that fight. See? This is why I love you. So, what now? Where do we go from here? You're so practical. You make me proud. All right, I get the hint. We have a lot to do, right? And we should do it. Before we go, have I told you that I love you? I did. Well, it won't kill you to hear it again, will it? See? Was that so hard? Yes, ma'am. You are so bossy. Mood spoiler. Maybe. But not today. It seems like we should. I don't know. This isn't an everyday thing for me, you know. Maybe you can take it lightly. Right, I can handle that. I hope. Just so long as we're on the same wavelength. Good to know. Well, that was not what I expected, to put it lightly. I lived up to my promise, I suppose, but this is the family I've been wondering about all my life? I can't believe it. I'm sorry I gave her any money at all. This is the family I've been wondering about all my life? That gold-digging harridan? I can't believe it. This is the family I've been wondering about all my life? That shrew is my sister? I can't believe it. I guess I was expecting her to accept me without question. Isn't that what family is supposed to do? I feel like a complete idiot. Yes, I suppose you're right. I should. Such as? The only person who ever cared about me was Duncan, and he's gone. I care about you too. I really do. Thank you. I'm glad you came with me. Maybe. I don't know. I wanted something else, I suppose. And I'll never get it. Yes, I'm sorry too. I guess I should have known better. Let's just go. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Yes, I suppose so. Lead on. I want to get as far away from here as possible. Very naive, apparently. I thought that you cared about me, for instance, but I was probably wrong about that too. Very naive, apparently. I thought that you were a friend too, after all. Very naive, apparently. Let's leave. I don't want to talk about this with you anymore. Hello?
Hey, you have linens to wash? I charge 3 bits on a bundle, you won't find better. And don't trust what that Natalia woman tells you either. She's foreign and she'll rob you blind.
I'm not here to have any wash done. My name's Alistair. Well, this may sound sort of strange, but are you Gordana? If so, I suppose I'm your brother.
My what? I am Goldana, yes. How do you know my name? What kind of tomfoolery are you folk up to?
Yes, I think so. I'm sure of it, in fact. Look, our mother, she worked as a servant in Redcliffe Castle a long time ago before she died. Do you know about that?
You! I heard about the new king and I wondered. They told me the babe was dead back when Mother died. But I knew they was lying. It's you! You! I knew it! They told me you was dead. They told me the babe was dead along with Mother, but I knew they was lying.
They told you I was dead? Who? Who told you that?
Them's at the castle. I told them the babe was the king's and they said he was dead. Gave me a coin to shut my mouth and sent me on my way. I knew it.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that. The babe didn't die. I'm him. I'm your brother.
Ugh, for all the good it does me. You killed Mother, you did, and I've had to scrape by all this time. That coin didn't last long, and when I went back, they ran me off. And who in the maker's name are you? Some elf to follow him about and carry his riches for him?
Hey, don't speak to her that way. She's my friend and a Grey Warden, just like me. Hey, don't speak to him that way. He's my friend. And a Grey Warden, just like me.
Oh, I see. A king and a Grey Warden, too. Well, who am I to think poorly of someone so high and mighty? Perhaps you'll throw me in the dungeon. Oh, I see. A prince and a Grey Warden, too. Well, who am I to think poorly of someone so high and mighty compared to me? I don't know you, boy. Your royal father forced himself on my mother and took her away from me. And what do I got to show for it? Nothing. They tricked me good. I should have told everyone. I got 5 mouths to feed. And unless you can help with that, I got less than no use for you.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Well, so he's found it. I'm his sister. But what are you to me, boy, except the one who took my mother away,
You think I wished her dead? I never wanted that. I didn't have the life you think I did, Goldana.
Maybe not. But you're to be king, aren't you? That's something. More than your nieces and nephews will ever see, that's for sure. I suppose not. A bastard is still a bastard, isn't he? But, brother or no, I've got 5 mouths to feed and no time to spare until they are. Well, he found it. And what good is that to me? None, that's what. Unless he can see to it that his family lives as it should. That's so. Well, he isn't any brother I didn't have before he walked through that door. Unless he can make himself useful, he can just walk back on out of it, can't he?
You're right. I don't know why I came.
I don't know why you came either, or what you expected to find. But it isn't here. Now get out of my house, the both of you.
No, just leave her alone. It's her house after all. Let's just go. It's her house. Let's just get out of it and leave her alone. I agree. Let's get out of here. I suppose maybe I could give her some money for my nieces and nephews. 15 sovereigns, maybe? Would you let me give her that? Then here, Goldana, take this money. I know it's not much, but...
You. The bloody king-to-be standing right here in my larder, and you're telling me that's all you've got to offer? You must think I'm stupid. You, a prince, marching in here with your fancy armour and such, and this is all you got to offer? You must think I'm very stupid.
No, wait, I don't think that at all. I want to help, if I can.
You want to help? You go to whatever high and mighty folks you run with, and you tell them you've got nephews and nieces that aren't living as they've a right to. You do that.
Yes, great. Thanks for reminding me. Yes, apparently so. And let me promise you this, Goldana. I'll do whatever I can, speak to whomever I have to ensure you and your children are taken care of.
That sounds all well and fine, but you'll have to forgive me if I don't exactly hold my breath.
You have my promise. I can't give you more than that. Let's go. I want to go. Goodbye, sister. Then I don't know what else we can do. I'm sorry, Goldana, but I would love to help you out, but I don't think we really have enough money to spare. I wish we did. Yes, it really seems that way, doesn't it? I wasn't expecting my sister to be so... I'm starting to wonder why I came.
And who in the Maker's name are you? Some dwarf carrying all his riches, I expect? And who in the Maker's name are you? Some tart following after his riches, I expect? And who in the Maker's name are you? Some servant of his to carry all his riches, I expect?
No, don't go. Please, stay for now. That's my sister's house. I'm almost sure of it. This is the right address. She could be inside. Could we go and see? Do I seem a little nervous? I am. I really don't know what to expect. I'd like you to be there with me if you're willing. Or we could leave, I suppose. We really don't have time to pay a visit, do we? Maybe we should go. I am not. All right, maybe I am. I am totally a coward. What would I say to her? Does she even know I exist? Will she be happy to see me? Will she even know who I am? Does she even know I exist? My sister. That sounds very strange. Sister. Oh, now I'm babbling. Maybe we should go. Let's go. Let's just go. No, I suppose not. We have plenty to do, and she might not even be home, right? And what would I have to say to her anyway? You're probably right. Let's simply go. I can always come back another time. This is my mother's amulet. It has to be. But why isn't it broken? Where did you find it? Why are you giving it to me then? Oh, the Arl study? Then he must have found the amulet after I threw it at the wall, and he repaired it and kept it. I don't understand. Why would he do that? Maybe he did. He might even have brought it with him one of those times he came to see me at the monastery. Not that I would have given him a chance, as belligerent as I was to him. I guess you could be right. We never really talked that much. And then the way I left. Thank you. I mean it. I thought I'd lost this to my own stupidity. I'll need to talk to him about this. The next time I see him, that is. I wish I'd had this a long time ago. I'll need to talk to him about this if he recovers from his... When he recovers, that is. I wish I'd had this a long time ago. Did you remember me mentioning it? Wow. Huh. I'm more used to people not really listening when I go on about things. I don't know what to say. You're special to me too. Thank you again. Is this the part when the music starts and we begin dancing? Because I'm game. Where's the minstrels? I don't know what to say. I'm honoured. Thanks again. Ho, ho, ho. See this gesture I'm making? Can you hear that? Right. Let's go then. And thanks again. Ah, cheap trinkets handed to me nonchalantly by a beautiful woman. How my heart soars. Next thing you'll be throwing gift boots at my head, right? Thanks for the amulet. Even if it's not my mother's, it comes from you, and I'll keep it nonetheless. Thanks for the gesture, but if this isn't my mother's, it's just not the same. Thanks for the gesture, I suppose. It sort of looked like I remember my mother's amulet to be. But I guess it's not the same. Oh, fine. Hand your junk off to me, will you? Next I'll be getting your smelly old boots in your laundry. Thanks, but no thanks. I suppose there might have been other amulets like these made. But I've never seen any others. It looks very old. So, what? Did you buy it? It looks just like the one I used to have when I was at Redcliffe. Oh, well, it's a good replica, but it's not the same. Thanks for the thought, anyhow. This shield... It's Duncan's, isn't it? That's his crest. I did. I really did. I just never expected. Thank you. Truly, I had no idea his shield wasn't with him. This is perfect. I don't know how else to express my gratitude. This means a great deal to me. I can't believe you remembered it at all. I don't know what to say. I'll treasure this. Thank you. Of course. Thank you again. Loghain better be ready to charge as soon as we light the signal. The king is depending on us. Make his breath. What are these Darkspawn doing ahead of the rest of the Horde? There wasn't supposed to be any resistance here. Now that's a scary thought. They couldn't know about the plan. How? They're not that smart, are they? At any rate, we need to hurry. We need to get up to the top of the tower and light the signal fire in time. Taron Loghain will be waiting for the signal. Hey, you're right. I guess there is a silver lining here if you think about it. Good point. I need to stay focused. Kill first, ask questions later. Here we are, the Tower of Ishal. Let's get up to the top quickly, so we can be ready for the signal. So, I understand that this is it. You've chosen someone else. Because you can't have it both ways, or do you really think that would be all right? Look, I'm fine with it. Really. If it wasn't meant to be, it wasn't meant to be. Zev's a lucky bastard. That's all I really have to say about it. I hope he makes you happy. Let's get back to it, then. We have plenty of other things to keep us busy. Not really. But I don't have a lot of choice here, do I? You're right. We have plenty of other things to keep us busy. Yeah. Me too. Word travels quickly. You know how it is. First, I get picked last for the Templar sparring teams. And now this. You know, maybe this isn't the best time to be thinking about this, but I've something to ask you. Seeing as we're in Denerim now, I'm wondering if we might be able to look someone up. You're probably right. I understand that. Still, we're in Denerim now, and if we get the chance... The thing is, I have a sister, a half-sister. I told you about my mother, right? She was a servant at Redcliffe Castle, and she had a daughter. Only I never knew about her. I don't think she knew about me either. They kept my birth a secret, after all. But after I became a Grey Warden, I did some checking, and, well, I found out she's still alive. In Denerim. She's the only real family I have left. The only family not also mixed up in the whole royal thing. I've just been thinking that maybe it's time I went to see her. With the blight coming and everything, I don't know if I'll ever get another chance to see her. Maybe I can help her. Warn her about the danger, I don't know. You're right, I know. If I wait, though, and something happens to her, I don't know if I could forgive myself. Her name is Goldana, and I think she remarried but still lives just outside the alienage. If we're in the area, then, well, it's worth a look. I'm not sure. I don't know anything about her except her name and where she lives. Could we? I'd appreciate that. If something happened to her and I never went to at least see her, I don't know if I could forgive myself. No. I thought about writing her, but I never did. And then we were called down to Ostagar, and I never got the chance. Chances are we'll be heading to Denerim soon. And when we're there, I wonder if we might be able to look someone up. A former what? No. Do you honestly think I would suggest we go see together? No. You're probably right. I understand that. Still, if we're in Denerim and we happen to get the chance... No, I know that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about a friend, exactly. And no, it's not that sort of friend either. I'm wondering something. I'd like to know your thoughts about some of our travelling companions. Do you mind if I ask? How about Ogren? You must have an opinion on the smell, at the very least. As long as he stays downwind, sure. Once he's had a bit to drink, however... Forget that. There is no bit to drink with him. No, that would just make it worse. Morrigan told him exactly what she thought of him, and he actually drove her off with a string of expletives I didn't even know existed. You should have seen it. She actually blushed. I was impressed. And then he vomited. Not so impressive. Where? You didn't think that big pack he brings with him is full of equipment, did you? The man is a walking brewery. Not that it's all bad. Dwarven ale has its charms, I suppose. I just don't think you need to drink to the point of blindness every time. Oh, I have no problem with drinking. It's the vomiting and yelling and cursing that gets a bit tiresome. I would too if he could stick to the ribald stories and not so much with the belching and projectile vomiting. How he lifts his sword is a bit of a mystery. Well, let's just say that I'm not so surprised he's not married any longer. How he lifts his sword is a bit of a mystery. Yeah, that's what I thought you'd say. For a drunk, he's an excellent warrior, right? How he lifts his sword is a bit of a mystery, though I suppose the point is that he does lift it. And so long as we can point him in the right direction, he charges too. He has gusto, I'll give him that. Zevran, the elf. You can't trust him, can you? Do you believe his so-called vow? That's a lot to put on a maybe, isn't it? He's an assassin. The crows aren't known for giving up. Maybe he's just biding his time. That's very trusting of you. I guess you must have your reasons. Well, at least you're considering the possibility. He just seems shifty to me. Well, if you are, then maybe I should too. But that doesn't mean I won't keep an eye on him. He's just too shifty. Yes, well, he is at that. So useful, you could just die, right? Really? Why? That's a lot of trust to put in someone who tried to kill you. Yes, I see that. Yes, the rest of us have noticed that. Then why bring him along? Don't you think he might try to kill you again? Maybe he's just biding his time. No, not at all. It's a serious question. Do you actually believe him? Maybe a little. That doesn't stop the question from being relevant. Just answer the question. Oh, you're killing me here. Well, no. Not really. Of course not. It's still a serious question. Do you believe him or not? What about Sten? The way he looks at me with those eyes. Creepy. And he's so quiet for someone so big. The more I talk to him, the more reasonable he does seem. His philosophy is so strange. But it doesn't sound at all as vile as the Chantry describes it. I know. The more I talk to him, the more it seems like his philosophy is not so vile as the Chantry describes it. It's an odd thing to think, yet he doesn't seem quite so bad as the Chantry tells us. According to them, his philosophy is vile and evil. Yet he seems so reasonable. And yet he killed all those people. He doesn't even deny it. Doesn't that bother you? I don't know if I like the sound of that. But I guess I take your meaning. Yet he seems otherwise honorable and even wise. I don't get it. I'm not so sure that his regret means the same as it would for us. The Kunari sense of honor is a bit hard to grasp. For me, anyway. What about Liliana? Is she crazy? Or do you really believe in her vision? Even the Chantry believes that most claims of visions and such are usually people's minds playing tricks on them. Wishful thinking at best. I'm not sure what I think. That's one way to put it. I noticed that you and her have become close. Am I right? The rest of us have talked about it. You think we have better things to do than gossip about you? You give us far too much credit. Is it true or not? I thought so. Well, I hope you know what you're doing. Oh? Liar. Suit yourself. Oh, so it's true. Ha ha, you don't fool me. I knew it. I don't know what to make of her. If you look at her when she doesn't see you, she just looks so sad. I almost feel guilty taking her away from her life. Yes, I know. Still, I feel badly for her. True enough. Who'd have thought a sister would prove to be an adept thief and spy, eh? Good for you, maybe. Her? I'm not so sure about. Oh, fine, have it your way. Stomp on my one little feeling. Really? I'm not sure I could dismiss it so easily. I mean, it's not as if we didn't need the help when she came to us. And how could she have known? Maybe you're right. It's not as if she could have known that we needed help so desperately after all. Yet, there she was, Morrigan. Do you trust her? Think about it. Maybe Flemeth sent her with us for some other reason than she said. Well, aside from the fact that she's a complete and utter bitch, no, I don't like her at all. Why, do you? Great. So they were right. Well, it's your funeral. Sure. Beautiful, just like something that's also dangerous, like a beautiful, dangerous thing. Oh, I give up. Do what you want. Yes, one of those, but more evil. That's the most sensible thing I've heard out of you yet. Just remember that she's dangerous too, and evil, and mean. Hello? Have you met her? I think she'd need a reason not to betray us. Well, there is that. Just tell me one thing. Is it true what the others say? Do you have a thing going with Morrigan? Tell me it's not true. You think we have better things to do all day than talk about you? Come on, tell me it's not true. Oh, someone's a little touchy, eh? Attacking my manhood and everything. That must mean it's true. Well, fine. It's your funeral. Enough. I think my curiosity is sated. Let's get back to it, shall we? You are such a terrible liar. I am so disappointed. Well, it's your funeral. Oh, so it is true. Well, that's just great. That's super. Well, it's your funeral. Don't tell me you actually get along with her. Tell me she's just useful and you're watching her carefully and you're just going to let her follow us around. A Maleficar and make her knows what else. Oh, ha ha. That's so funny. I just about fainted. It is not. All right. Maybe it is a little. You may have a point. Great. I am thrilled beyond words. Now, really, I've got this nefarious plan to go around to each of them and secretly tell them all the nasty things you said. That way they'll mutiny and I shall become the group leader. Hey, that's a pretty good policy. Where exactly is lunch anyway? Ouch, now I'm wounded. Look at me, bleeding all over the place. You're just not very nice, are you? What? Lead? Me? No leading. Bad things happen when I lead. We get lost, people die, and the next thing you know, I'm stranded somewhere without any pants. Seriously, though, I'm only curious. I've had enough time to form my own opinions, and I just want to see if yours are any different. Just try and stop me. Let's see, where should I begin? Why wouldn't I? Of course I care what you think. Aren't we friends? Oh, so it's like that, is it? Fine then. Have it your way. I'll just mind my business and pass the time staring at stuff. Over there. Why? I thought we were friends. What's the harm? Little Miss Grumpy Girdle rears her head once again, I see. Have it your way then. You know, I've been thinking. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Funny, I'm sure. Just listen for a minute. Back when we left Goldana's, you told me I needed to look out for myself more than I do. I'm beginning to think you were right. I need to stop letting everyone else make my decisions for me. I need to take a stand and think about myself for a change, or I'm never going to be happy. Then from this point on, I'll be looking out for myself more. I should have done this a long time ago. Oh, I thought for sure that you... Never mind, I'm confused now and probably not making any sense. Just forget I said anything. No, what you said made sense. You were right. I should be looking out for myself more. Or did I not understand you? I don't have to do it. I want to. What you said made sense. I should have done this a long time ago. I just wanted to thank you. Being with you is the one bright spot out of everything that's happened. Fair enough. Lead the way. I just wanted to thank you. Meeting you is the one bright spot out of everything that's happened. I just wanted to thank you. You've been a great friend through all of this. The one bright spot in everything that's happened. Let's go. We've got a lot left to do. You're the one who came to talk to me. I'm going to say what's on my mind, so just listen. Look, before we go any further, I want to say something. I appreciate that you brought me to see my sister, and that you were there to talk me down after we left. You're a true friend, and I love you. I just wanted to tell you that. Well, now that that's out of the way, I guess I mixed up one feeling for another. I thought I didn't mean to make this awkward. Good. I have no problem with that. Let's just go. Right. Forget I said anything then. Let's just go. You're a true friend. I just wanted to tell you that. That we are. I have your back. You know that, right? Here, look at this. Do you know what this is? Yes, absolutely. I'm trying to trick you. Is it working? Oh, just about had you, didn't I? I picked it in Lothering. I remember thinking, how could something so beautiful exist in a place with so much despair and ugliness. I probably should have left it alone, but I couldn't. The Darkspawn would come and their taint would just destroy it. So I've had it ever since. I thought that I might give it to you, actually. In a lot of ways, I think the same thing when I look at you. I don't know. I guess it's not like you could put it somewhere or wear it or anything, is it? A gentle flower? No, I don't know that I'd put it that way. Oh, wow. She'll never see through that, I told myself. Boy, was I wrong. It's good to know I have one, at least. I guess it's a bit silly, isn't it? I just thought, here I am, doing all this complaining, and you haven't exactly been having a good time of it yourself. I'm glad you like it. I was just thinking, here I am, doing all this complaining, and you haven't exactly been having a good time of it yourself. You've had none of the good experience of being a Grey Warden since your joining. Not a word of thanks or congratulations. It's all been death and fighting and tragedy. I thought maybe I could say something. Tell you what a rare and wonderful thing you are to find amidst all this darkness. Ha ha! You won't land me that easily, woman. I know I'm quite the prize, after all. No need to start crying on me or anything. I guess it was just a stupid impulse. I don't know. Was it the wrong one? What else can I do? Write a poem? Pull your hair? I just saw the rose and I suppose I did it on impulse. Was it the wrong one? Cute? Cute? Oh, just what I was aiming for. Ow! You could just stab me in the face first before you say something like that. I'm glad you like it. Now, if we could move right on past this awkward, embarrassing stage and get right to the steamy bits, I'd appreciate it. Yes, I was. Let the awkward and embarrassing stage continue unabated then. Oh, look, is that a cloud? I expect rain. Oh? You're lost then. All the ladies go on and on about how suave I am. I don't know how you can resist me like you do.